Hey, welcome to Paycheck Paradox. This is the channel where we're all about finding financial independence. So for this explainer, we're digging into a recent post over on our blog, paycheckparadox.com, to tackle a massive question for anyone with an eye on the market. Is AI really about to wipe out the entire enterprise software industry?
All right, before we jump in, the usual quick disclaimer. This is just for educational purposes, definitely not financial advice. We're just some folks with a blog and a microphone, you know? Oh, and hey, if you're on the go and would rather listen, we turn every single one of these explainers into a podcast too. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's set the scene here. There is this incredibly dramatic story blowing up in the markets right now. It's basically a doomsday prophecy, and it's aimed at some of the biggest companies on the planet.
I mean, seriously, just turn on any financial news channel and you're going to hear it. It's this breathless narrative that AI is this giant asteroid hurtling toward the titans of enterprise software. The story goes that it's going to make these multi-billion-dollar companies completely, totally obsolete.
So what's feeding this whole narrative? Well, it's this idea that some people are calling vibe coding. The theory is, pretty soon, literally anyone can just go up to an AI and say, hey, build me a custom sales app, and poof, there it is. I mean, why would you pay millions to a company like Salesforce when you can just, vibe an app into existence? It sounds kind of wild, right?
And look, it is a compelling story, isn't it? It feels like this huge, game-changing disruption. But is it actually true? Is it really game over for these massive tech giants?
Well, the thing is, this whole popular narrative, it's missing a massive piece of the puzzle. So it's time for a little reality check on what really makes these companies so successful and why they have what you might call a powerful defensive moat.
Yeah, not even close. The whole idea that vibe coding is just going to come in and replace these gigantic platforms, it just shows a complete misunderstanding of how big, complex businesses actually work in the real world. A lot of the talking heads out there are confusing the ability to spit out some code with the harsh reality of running a global enterprise.
The truth is, these companies have this huge defensive moat, and it's built on three main pillars. First, there's the stickiness factor. Second, it's all about the process, not just the code. And third, there's the absolute monster we call the integration spiderweb. Let's break each one of these down. Okay, first up, the stickiness factor. Look, once a huge company has a system like Workday or ServiceNow running its core operations, getting rid of it is like performing open heart surgery on the business itself. It's unbelievably risky. No C-suite executive is going to bet their entire career on some homebrewed AI app to manage their global supply chain. No way. They need guaranteed service levels, they need 24/7 support, and they need it to be absolutely bulletproof.
All right, number two, it's about the process. When a business buys one of these platforms, they're not just buying a bunch of code. Not at all. They're buying decades of best practices that are literally baked right into the software. They're buying workflows that have been optimized over years, perfect audit trails, and all the complicated regulatory stuff that just works right out of the box. You just can't ask an AI to magically replicate 20 years of hard-won process refinement in a single afternoon.
And then there's the third one, the integration spiderweb. And this one is so important. See, these big platforms, they don't just exist on their own. The HR system has to talk to payroll. Payroll has to talk to procurement. Procurement needs to talk to the IT help desk. It's this deeply interconnected, nervous system for the whole company. If you try to replace one major piece, you risk breaking everything else it's connected to.
So, if AI isn't the big bad enemy here, then what is it? Well, this is where the whole story flips. We go from defense to offense. Because this isn't about a fight, it's about a partnership.
You see, the myth out there is that it's AI versus SaaS, but the reality, it's AI plus SaaS. These incredibly powerful AI models, they aren't replacements for these platforms. Instead, think of them as these amazing reasoning engines that are going to run right on top of them, using all that trusted data to become smarter and even more powerful.
And this, of course, brings us to the money angle. Because far from being victims, these software companies are actually in a position to benefit from the AI revolution twice. It's a classic case of the double dip.
So here's how that works. First, they get a massive boost to their own internal speed. They're using AI themselves to write code faster, squash bugs quicker, and just generally lower their own R&D costs. And then second, and this is the really big one, they get to charge what you can call an AI premium. They can create these powerful new AI features and sell them as a brand new high-margin add-on.
I mean, just think about it. It's the perfect upsell. The conversation is so easy. Hey, you already love our platform, right? Well, for just an extra $50 a month per user, what if you could get an AI agent that automatically handles 30% of your IT tickets? That's an incredibly compelling pitch. And for them, it's ridiculously profitable.
And let me be clear, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky theory. This is happening right now. Just look at ServiceNow. They're rolling out AI agents that don't just talk to you, they actively resolve IT problems. Or look at Salesforce. They've gone all in on something they're calling Agentforce, which lets customers build their own autonomous agents right inside the CRM. See? They're not sitting around waiting to be disrupted. They are the disruption.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. What's the big takeaway here? What does all this mean for you as you're thinking about the market and where the opportunities might be?
The most crucial point really is this. We are not witnessing the death of enterprise software, not by a long shot. What we're actually witnessing is its evolution. These platforms are becoming more intelligent, more automated, and, let's be honest, inevitably more expensive. They're weaving themselves even deeper into the very fabric of how business gets done.
So the big story out there, the one you hear on the news, is all about fear and disruption. But when you actually lift the hood and look at the engine, a very different picture starts to emerge. So the final question I'll leave you with is this. While the rest of the market is focused on the threat, can you see the opportunity?
And that's a wrap on this explainer. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the Paycheck Paradox channel. Make sure you're on the lookout for our next one. We'll see you then.